Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore one of the most common, yet fascinating, coins in the world, the 1976 1-cent coin. You might think it's just another penny, but trust me, there's much more to this tiny piece of history than meets the eye. From its origins and production to its value today, we're going to cover everything you need to know about this coin, and maybe even why you should start looking through your spare change. So, grab a seat, and let's dive right in. The 1976 1-cent coin, like all pennies, is part of the long history of American currency, and its creation is deeply tied to the legacy of the U.S. Mint. Let's start by talking about the design of the penny. The 1976 penny features two main elements: the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and the year it was minted, 1976, which is particularly important in this case. Why? Because 1976 marked a special year in U.S. history, the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. This year is known as the Bicentennial Year, and it saw the release of special commemorative coins, including quarters, half dollars, and even dollars. However, the penny, the humble 1-cent coin, kept its usual design. So, while it may not be a special edition like the bicentennial quarter, it still has historical significance, as it was minted during such a pivotal time. The 1976 penny, just like the ones minted before it, was produced by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. It's made primarily of copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. The coin's reverse side shows the familiar wheat ears design, but here's the interesting part: its history connects directly to U.S. monetary policy and the changing value of currency. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1976 penny. The obverse of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, a design that has been in circulation since 1909. Lincoln's image is a constant on the penny, but did you know that there's an interesting story behind the placement of the inscription, "In God We Trust"? It was added during the 1930s due to growing concerns about religious expressions in public life. And, of course, we also see the word liberty and the year 1976 underneath Lincoln's bust. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll notice the familiar wheat ears, a design created by sculptor Frank Gasparo. This design was used from 1909 to 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. Interestingly, some 1976 pennies were still minted with the wheat ears, which has led to them becoming somewhat rare, but we'll get into that a little later. Now, when it comes to circulation, the 1976 penny, just like other pennies, was used in everyday transactions. Back in 1976, pennies were far more common, and their buying power was actually much higher than today. Can you imagine? With just a few pennies, you could grab a soda or even a small snack. But today, with inflation and rising costs, pennies are often seen as less valuable, and some people even argue they should be taken out of circulation altogether. However, if you've been collecting coins for a while or you're just a fan of numismatics, you might have heard that there's a lot of potential value in these old pennies, especially the 1976 ones. The music softens and the camera zooms in on a table filled with coins, including several 1976 pennies, so, let's get to the good part: the value of the 1976 1-cent coin today. As of now, the 1976 penny is worth 1 cent, right? Well, for the most part. However, depending on the condition of the coin and whether it's a rare variety, its value could be higher than you think. For example, a 1976 penny in mint condition, also known as brilliant uncirculated, can be worth between 10 and 20 cents, sometimes even more. That's not a huge increase, but it's still more than face value. But here's where things get interesting: some collectors specifically search for certain error coins. For instance, if you happen to come across a 1976 penny with a double die error, which means that the coin has an image that's doubled due to a mistake during the striking process. It could be worth significantly more. Double die errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay handsomely for them. Depending on the severity of the error, these pennies could be worth anywhere from $50 to over $500. Another key factor that affects the value of a 1976 penny is its mint mark. The 1976 pennies were made at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While the Denver and Philadelphia coins are the most common, the San Francisco coins, which were primarily made for collectors and not for circulation, are generally rarer and can carry a slightly higher value. But here's the kicker: if you come across a 1976 S-proof penny, you've stumbled upon something that could be worth quite a bit. These proof coins were made specifically for collectors, and they were struck with extra care to create a flawless finish. If you find a 1976 S-proof penny in pristine condition, its value can range from $5 to $15, and sometimes even more if it's part of a full-proof set. So, to recap, most 1976 pennies are worth, well, a penny. But if you're lucky enough to have one with an error or a rare mint mark, it could be worth more. Let's go over a few quick examples to keep an eye out for. Regular 1976 pennies ***, worth 1 cent unless they're in mint condition, then they could be worth 10 to 20 cents. 1976 double die error ***, worth $50 to $500 or more. 1976 S-proof penny ***, worth $5 to $15. Depending on condition, rare variations and collectors finds ***. Sometimes, the value can go much higher, so, while the 1976 1-cent coin may not be the most glamorous coin in the world, it definitely holds a lot of potential for collectors and people who appreciate the history behind each little penny. It's all about knowing what to look for. Alright, folks, that's all for today's deep dive into the 1976 1-cent coin. Who knew something so small could hold such an interesting story and even a bit of value? Remember, it's always worth checking your spare change because you never know what hidden gems might be tucked away in there. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a deep dive into numismatics or any other fun facts we've got coming your way. And hey, let me know in the comments if you've ever found any rare coins. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. Thanks for watching, and keep searching those coins. See you next time. Always make sure to use high-quality visuals when showing coins up close, with clear lighting to show details such as the mint mark, design, and errors. Mentioning reputable coin dealers and resources can provide credibility to your information. Consider using animations or graphics to explain error types, especially for double die coins. Today, we're diving deep into the world of numismatics, the fascinating world of coin collecting. And in particular, we'll be looking at something many of us overlook: the humble US 1-cent coin from 1993. It may seem insignificant to some, but you might be surprised at the history and value this small coin holds. Stick around to find out why your 1993 penny could be worth a lot more than you think. Alright, let's get started. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been a staple of American currency for more than 150 years. But what makes the 1993 penny stand out in the vast sea of other pennies minted over the years? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. First, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. The 1993 penny was struck at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, and it carries the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, which has been used since 1909. On the reverse, we see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was in use from 1959 until 2008. This design is deeply ingrained in American history, but let's talk about the specifics of the 1993 before we talk about the 1993 penny itself. Let's rewind a little bit to understand the background of the U.S. penny. The penny has been a part of American currency since 1793, and it's been through a lot of changes over the years. Early pennies were made of copper, but as time went on, the composition of pennies evolved, mostly due to the rising costs of copper. By the time we get to the 1980s and 1990s, the U.S. Mint was using a combination of copper and zinc, with pennies consisting of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper in their composition. The 1993 penny was no different. But here's where things get interesting. The 1993 penny was one of the last years to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, just before the U.S. Mint switched to the new shield design in 2010. Alright, now that we know a little about the history, let's talk about the 1993 penny's significance in the world of coin collecting and why it might be worth more than just 1 cent. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1993 penny really worth? It's just a penny, right? Well, let's break it down. The standard 1993 penny, which is in circulated condition, has a value of exactly 1 cent. That's right, if you're just holding a regular, everyday penny from 1993, its face value is 1 cent. However, things get more interesting when you look at uncirculated pennies or special varieties. If you happen to come across a 1993 penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it was never used in transactions and has no wear, you could potentially sell it for anywhere between 10 to 50 cents, depending on its condition and the market. While this isn't a huge increase over the face value, it's still an example of how a well-preserved penny can be worth more than just a cent. However, if you're a serious collector, the value of the penny might go up even further, especially if it has certain rare characteristics or mistakes. Let's take a look at some of the more rare and valuable versions of the 1993 penny. There are a few varieties to watch for if you're really into numismatics. First, let's talk about the double die obverse variety. This is a rare error where the design on the obverse, the side with Lincoln's portrait, is doubled. It's caused by a misalignment during the minting process. If you happen to find a 1993 penny with this error, it could be worth upwards of $100, depending on the condition. Then there's the off-center strike. If the coin was struck off-center during the minting process, it might look unusual but unique. These can fetch a higher price from collectors, with values ranging from $10 to $50, depending on how much of the design is missing. Another type to keep an eye out for is the copper-plated zinc variety. While most pennies from 1982 onward were made from a copper-coated zinc composition, some of these coins were mistakenly minted using copper, leading to a unique look. If you find a 1993 penny made from solid copper, it could be worth significantly more, even as much as $1,000 in some cases. First, inspect the coin for any signs of wear. A penny that has been in circulation for years is likely to show some damage, and that can decrease its value. Look closely at the edges, the surface, and especially the design. If you spot any doubling, misshaped features, or off-center impressions, you might be looking at a rare find. Second, make sure you check the mint mark. A D indicates the penny was struck in Denver, while a blank spot means it was made in Philadelphia. The mint mark can influence the coin's rarity and value, so pay attention to that detail now. Let's talk about the future of the 1993 penny. While pennies are still in circulation today, there's been ongoing debate about whether they should be eliminated due to their low value and the rising cost of production. In fact, it costs more than a penny to produce a penny, roughly 1.7 cents. And in recent years, the U.S. Mint has been experimenting with alternative materials and designs for the 1-cent coin. So, will the penny be around for another century? Or will it eventually disappear from circulation entirely? So, there you have it. The 1993 penny may seem like just another everyday coin, but with its history, rare varieties, and potential to be worth more than face value, it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or looking to cash in on some rare finds, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've got any 1993 pennies or other coins in your collection, drop a comment below and let me know if you found anything interesting. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more coin-related content. Until next time, happy collecting. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another penny in your pocket, but don't let that fool you. The 1995 1-cent coin has a lot more going on than you might realize. From its fascinating history to its surprising value, this small coin has quite a bit of story to tell. So, sit back, relax, and let's uncover why the 1995 penny might be worth a lot more than you think. Cut to historical footage of the U.S. Mint, with close-ups of penny production, interspersed with clips of Americans using pennies in the 1990s. First things first, let's talk about the 1995 penny's history. By 1995, the U.S. penny had been around for over 80 years, with some design changes along the way. Since 1909, the penny has featured the image of Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. However, by the 1990s, the penny was a bit of a throwback, still bearing the same design. At the time, the penny was still made primarily from copper-plated zinc, which weighed 2.5 grams and had a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. It was used in everyday transactions, from paying for your morning coffee to making small purchases at the store. So, nothing unusual here, right? Well, here's the twist. While the 1995 penny itself wasn't marked by any major redesigns, it did happen to be part of a period of collectible interest and some very interesting era coins that would come to be highly sought after by numismatists. Cut to close-up shots of the front and back of the 1995 penny. The host zooms in on the details. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design, crafted by Brenner, has been a part of American currency since 1909. Lincoln is depicted in profile, and around his image, you'll find the words **Liberty**, ***In God We Trust**, and the year, 1995. Simple, timeless, and symbolic of Lincoln's legacy. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the iconic Lincoln Memorial. This reverse design was introduced in 1959 and was crafted by Frank Gasparo. It shows the memorial in Washington, D.C., with Lincoln's statue in the center. Beneath the memorial, we can read **E pluribus unum**, and at the bottom, it reads **1 cent**. This design remained in use until 2009 when the U.S. Mint introduced a new design to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's portrait on the penny. Now, one thing to keep in mind, while this design may seem straightforward, the 1995 penny also comes with some fascinating variations and errors that make it worth paying close attention to. Cut to clips of people using pennies in stores, dropping coins into change jars, and people sorting through their spare change. In 1995, pennies were still a staple in everyday transactions, although their value had started to decline over the years due to inflation. A penny in 1995 could still buy you more than it does today, but the gap between the cost of goods and the buying power of the penny was slowly becoming more noticeable. By this time, however, there was a growing conversation about whether pennies should be phased out of circulation altogether. Despite debates on whether they should continue to be minted, the penny continued to be a critical part of the U.S. monetary system, used for making small transactions and helping to round out prices. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you've ever thought about tossing that old 1995 penny into your spare change jar, think again, because some of these pennies are worth far more than just 1 cent. The music slows, and the camera zooms in on a display of 1995 pennies, highlighting the various types. Alright, so we know a little about the history of the 1995 penny. But how much is it worth today? For the most part, a 1995 penny is just worth 1 cent, as you would expect. However, some very rare varieties of the 1995 penny can fetch prices far higher than you'd ever imagine. Let's break down the key points to look for when assessing its value. Perhaps the most famous and sought-after 1995 penny is the 1995 double die error penny. This error occurred when the coin's dies, the metal molds used to stamp the design onto the blank coin, were misaligned. As a result, the image was stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. If you look closely at the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust, you might see a faint doubling, which makes these pennies especially valuable. How much are they worth? Well, a 1995 double die penny can be worth anywhere from $100 to $500 or even more, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. It's important to note that these errors are rare, and they're highly coveted by collectors. If you think you might have one, it's worth getting it authenticated by a professional grading service. Another type of 1995 penny that could be worth more than face value is the 1995 S-proof penny. Now, you might be wondering, what's the difference between a regular penny and a proof penny? Proof pennies are specially minted for collectors and are made with a higher level of precision to give them a shiny, mirror-like finish. The S mint mark on these pennies indicates they were made at the San Francisco Mint, which is where proof coins are traditionally minted. While most 1995 pennies were made for circulation, the 1995 S-proof penny is part of a special proof set that was released to collectors. A 1995 S-proof penny in excellent condition can fetch around $2 to $5, but the value could be higher if it's part of a full proof set or in pristine, uncirculated condition. Now, what about regular 1995 pennies that don't have any errors or special features? In general, a well-preserved 1995 penny in mint condition, often called brilliant uncirculated, can be worth anywhere from 10 to 20 cents, which is still a decent increase over its face value. The key here is the coin's condition. The better it looks, the more likely it is to have some added value. To summarize, here's the general breakdown of what a 1995 penny could be worth. Regular 1995 penny, in good condition, ***, worth 1 cent, but could fetch 10 to 20 cents in mint condition. 1995 double die error penny ***, worth $100 to $500 or more, depending on the severity of the error. 1995 S-proof penny ***, worth $2 to $5, and potentially more if it's part of a proof set. Rare 1995 penny variations ***. Some rarer versions and errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they're authenticated and graded properly. So, there you have it, the 1995 penny isn't just another coin to toss aside. Whether it's a rare double die error or a proof penny in great condition, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Always keep an eye on your change, because you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on future deep dives into coins and collectibles. Let me know in the comments if you found any rare 1995 pennies or other interesting coins. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. See you in the next video. Today, we're taking a close look at a penny that has stood the test of time, the 1996 1-cent coin. What seems like an ordinary penny from over 2 decades ago actually has a fascinating history, and some rare versions can be worth much more than just 1 cent. Stick with us as we explore the history, value, and worth of this iconic coin in circulation. First, let's set the stage with some historical context. By 1996, the U.S. penny had been around for more than 200 years, and during this time, it had gone through several design changes. But in 1996, the penny remained part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which had been in use since 1959. As many of you might know, the 1-cent coin features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the penny in 1996 still showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the 16th President of the United States. This design had been in circulation since 1959, and it would stay on the penny until the introduction of the Lincoln Shield design in 2010. The penny's front, or obverse, has remained unchanged for decades with Lincoln's face, the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" around his image. The year 1996 sits just below Lincoln's portrait. This coin became a staple of daily life in America, as millions of pennies were produced and used in everyday transactions. In 1996, the U.S. Mint produced billions of 1-cent coins at its various mint facilities, including those in Denver and Philadelphia. The pennies were made of 97.5% zinc, coated in copper, a composition that had been used since 1982, following the rise in copper prices. This standard composition of the 1996 penny makes it a bit lighter than earlier copper-based pennies. The total number of 1996 pennies minted was in the billions. In fact, the Denver Mint alone produced around 5.8 billion pennies that year. That's an enormous number, and it helps explain why many of these coins can be found circulating in change today. However, while these pennies were minted in large quantities, some are more valuable than others. So, what's the secret behind the ones that are worth much more? Like every other U.S. coin, the 1996 penny comes with different mint marks. You'll find two main ones on the obverse side, under the year, the D mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint, and the P mint mark, which indicates the Philadelphia Mint. So, does the mint mark matter? In most cases, the mint mark doesn't change the coin's value much. However, collectors do look for specific variations, particularly with proof coins or coins that may have errors. For the majority of people, the 1996 penny is worth just 1 cent. It's a coin that's still commonly found in circulation and spent daily. But just because the 1996 penny is a common coin doesn't mean there aren't rare, valuable examples out there. First thing we need to look at when assessing the value of a 1996 penny is its condition. While most 1996 pennies are worth their face value in worn, circulated condition, some higher quality coins, especially those that are uncirculated, may fetch a premium. An uncirculated 1996 penny, for example, might be worth between 10 and 20 cents, depending on its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable it becomes. If you find one in perfect mint condition, you could expect to sell it for a decent amount more than just 1 cent. Now, let's talk about the rarer variations of the 1996 penny. Some of these coins are worth far more than their face value, especially those that feature errors. One of the most interesting types of 1996 pennies are those that feature die errors. A die error occurs when a flaw in the coin's minting process causes an anomaly on the coin's design. For example, a double die obverse error is when the image of Abraham Lincoln appears doubled, making it an error coin with a distinct visual flaw. These coins can sell for hundreds of dollars or even more, depending on their condition. Another type of error that collectors look for is off-center strikes, where the image on the penny isn't perfectly centered. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can be valuable too, sometimes fetching several $100s at auction. In addition to the regular circulating 1996 pennies, there's a 1996 S-proof penny that was made specifically for collectors. These proof coins are created using a special process that gives them a mirror-like finish. The S mint mark indicates they were minted at the San Francisco Mint, which is known for producing high-quality proof coins. While most 1996 pennies are only worth a cent, the 1996 S-proof penny is worth significantly more. In fact, these coins typically sell for around $2 to $5 in perfect condition, though the price can go higher depending on their grade and any special characteristics. If you're a collector, finding a 1996 S-proof penny can be a real treasure. So, how do you start collecting the 1996 penny? Here are a few tips. First, start by sorting through your change. You might already have some 1996 pennies sitting around that could be worth more than face value, especially if they're in great condition. Next, check for any errors. Look closely at the date and the image of Abraham Lincoln. If you spot anything unusual, like a double die or off-center strike, that coin could be a rare find. You can also check online auction sites or visit coin dealers to see what the going rates are for various types of 1996 pennies. And, as always, remember to store your coins safely. Use coin holders or albums to keep them in good condition and prevent any damage over time. Here are a few fun facts you might not know about the 1996 penny. First, did you know that the 1996 penny was part of a year with some significant historical events? In 1996, the United States was celebrating the 200th anniversary of the founding of the U.S. Mint, which made the penny and all other coins in circulation that year a part of an important year in American history. Also, the 1996 penny was released during a time when there was growing debate about the future of the penny. While some people argued that pennies were no longer necessary due to inflation, the 1996 penny continued to be an integral part of the U.S. economy and remains in circulation to this day. So, there you have it. While the 1996 1-cent coin may seem like a small piece of American currency, it has a rich history, and some rare versions are highly valuable to collectors. Whether you're collecting for fun or hoping to find a valuable gem, the 1996 penny has plenty to offer. If you enjoyed learning about the 1996 penny, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny or have any cool coin collecting tips. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video from us. This script provides a comprehensive and engaging overview of the 1996 1-cent coin, from its historical context and minting details to its potential value in today's market, especially for rare variations and error coins. It also includes tips for collectors and highlights the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today, we're diving into a coin that's still very much a part of our daily lives, the 1998 1-cent coin. This seemingly ordinary penny has more going for it than you might think, and some of its rare versions can be worth way more than just 1 cent. Stick around as we explore the history, value, and the intriguing worth of this coin in circulation. You might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. Let's start with some historical context. By 1998, the U.S. penny, or 1-cent coin, had been in circulation for more than 2 centuries. And by this time, it was still using the same classic design that had been in place since 1959, the Lincoln Memorial Series. The front of the 1998 penny, or the obverse, still features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. This image was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it hasn't changed for more than 100 years. Around the portrait are the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year of minting, 1998. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the 16th President of the United States. This design was introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's centennial and remained unchanged until 2009, when it was replaced by a new series of designs celebrating Lincoln's life. By 1998, the penny had become a cornerstone of everyday transactions, and it was no surprise that over 5 billion of them were produced in that year alone. But what's fascinating is that while it was made in vast quantities, certain versions of the 1998 penny can be worth a lot more than 1 cent. In 1998, the U.S. Mint continued to use the familiar copper-plated zinc composition for pennies, which was introduced in 1982. These pennies are made of 97.5% zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. The composition is a little different from the original copper pennies that were produced before 1982, but the size and weight of the penny remained the same. Pennies minted in 1998 weighed 2.5 grams and had a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Both the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced these coins, and you can spot their mint marks beneath the year on the obverse side of the coin. The D mint mark means the coin was minted in Denver, while the P mint mark indicates Philadelphia. With billions of 1998 pennies produced, these coins were used in everything from small transactions to large purchases, helping to keep the U.S. economy running smoothly. But let's shift gears and talk about how the value of the 1998 penny isn't just tied to its face value. At first glance, a 1998 penny is worth exactly 1 cent. That's the face value, and that's what you typically get when you spend one in your daily transactions. But as we all know, not all pennies are created equal. The value of a coin can change drastically depending on several factors, including condition, rarity, and any special characteristics. Most 1998 pennies are worth just 1 cent, but there are exceptions. One key factor in determining value is the condition of the coin. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those in uncirculated condition, are worth more than the typical circulated penny. These uncirculated coins can often sell for 10 to 20 cents, and sometimes even more if they are in pristine, mint-like condition. So, what about pennies that are worn or have been heavily circulated? Well, those still only hold their face value, 1 cent. But collectors don't just look for clean coins, they are also on the hunt for rare varieties, including those with errors or variations. When it comes to error coins, the 1998 penny has a few rare variations that collectors are particularly interested in. One of the most common types of errors found on 1998 pennies is the double die obverse. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice by the dies, causing the image of Abraham Lincoln and the lettering to appear doubled or distorted. If you find a 1998 penny with a noticeable double die error, you could be sitting on a small treasure. These coins can be worth hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Another rare variation is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly centered during the minting process. These off-center pennies can be quite valuable, especially if the misalignment is severe enough to make the coin look unique. In addition to the regular circulating pennies, the 1998 S-proof penny is another sought-after variation. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, with a mirror-like finish and a sharp, clear design. These coins are struck multiple times to ensure they have the finest details. The 1998 S-proof penny was minted in San Francisco, and it's typically sold in proof sets. Proof coins like these are generally worth more than their face value. Depending on their condition, 1998 S-proof pennies are usually valued between $2 and $5, but rare or higher quality examples can sell for even more. While most 1998 pennies will only fetch their face value, certain rare versions are incredibly valuable. For example, a 1998 penny with a double die error or a severe off-center strike can fetch anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or more at auction, depending on its condition and the rarity of the error. The 1998 S-proof penny, if it's in pristine condition, might not break the bank, but it can still be worth a decent amount, around $10 to $20. However, if you find a 1998 penny with an unusual error in mint condition, you could potentially be looking at a significant windfall. So, how can you get started collecting 1998 pennies? Well, first things first, check your change. While it might seem unlikely, you may already have some valuable 1998 pennies tucked away in your pocket or jar. Look carefully for errors like double die strikes or off-center strikes, and be sure to check the condition of the coin. If it's shiny, clean, and well preserved, it could be worth more than its face value. And if you're a serious collector, investing in a magnifying glass or a loupe will help you identify small details that may not be visible to the naked eye. If you're looking to expand your collection, consider checking online auction sites or visiting local coin dealers to see what rare 1998 pennies are going for in today's market. You can also join coin collecting communities online, where fellow collectors can help identify valuable coins or offer advice. Before we wrap up, here are a few fun facts about the 1998 penny. Did you know that the 1998 penny was minted in the same year that Google was founded? Just think, while the 1998 penny was being stamped into circulation, the internet was going through a major revolution. Also, the penny is often one of the most controversial coins in the US. Some people believe it's outdated and should be discontinued due to its low value, while others argue it holds an important place in American culture. Whether you love them or hate them, the 1998 penny is here to stay for now. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the 1998 1-cent coin. Who knew that this tiny piece of currency could have so much history and value attached to it? Whether you're a collector or just curious, the 1998 penny offers plenty of opportunities to find something unique and valuable. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video about the fascinating world of coin collecting. And feel free to leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you have any cool collecting tips to share. This script covers the history, value, and collecting tips for the 1998 1-cent coin. It explains how condition, mint marks, and errors can influence the value of the coin, while engaging viewers with fun facts and a detailed breakdown of rare and valuable versions. It's designed to captivate both casual coin enthusiasts and seasoned collectors.